Hi there and welcome to Game 3 of the grind of the Russian cruiser Riga. So this upcoming battle is on the Crash Zone Alpha map, and as you can see from the lineup, the matchmaking is not too harsh. I've sped up the initial portion of this game as we traverse across the map towards Cap C. Hands to action stations, hands to action stations. Assume NBC State 1 Zulu, close all watertight doors. Okay, we have Georgia spotted. Let's see if we can get a fire started on her. Okay, we've got the fire started, but we have to expect a response from Georgia, so let's begin to kite away. Not paying attention to what's around me though, I run into Freddy the Grocer. Now, Destroyer's making an attempt to complete the cap on C. I can't just sit behind the island here, so I have to push forward and see what support I can offer to the DD. We had a fairly even split of the team across the map, but now one of the BBs at sea is bailing to go across the map, which is leaving us unbalanced now. So I'm just leaving a message in the chat now to indicate to the team that I'll have the radar on soon, so they can be prepared to shoot at anything that's discovered by the radar. The radar on the radar is short acting, so you need to give this notice.
Concentrate fire on the designated target. Affirmative.
Now as around the island here, you can see our kit of cars are emerging with the smoke cloud behind it. I've been undone so many times in games by DDs dropping smoke and then disappearing behind the smoke or sitting in it, so there's actually no spotting. But the enemy has a DD that is spotting our ships, and in that case, we take incoming fire with no ability to shoot back because of that lack of spotting. I suspect what's happened here though is that he's dropped the smoke as a decoy, because smoke clouds are torpedo magnets, and if that was the case then it certainly worked. Now you're going to see a few examples here of me scaring the life out of any potential wildlife on that island in front of me. Riga seems to have real problems trying to fire over any type of land. As I mentioned to my team in the chat earlier, I've activated my radar now to try and locate the position of the DD on this cap. Now that looks ominous for Tirpitz, which is great because he's the only ship who's in any position to fire on me at the moment, but the guy does really well to evade the torpedoes, and looks to me like he only took one in the end.
Enemy battleship sighted. Concentrate fire on the
Now you can see an example here of the great dispersion of Riga's shells. Now it looks like I've done a decent enough job of annoying the skipper of the Tirpitz, and you see him making a turn here. It's almost like he's rolled up his sleeves and just like, right, that's it. And he's coming for me now. Let's get one more shot off as he makes the turn, and then I'll see if I can back up and get some fire on the guys that are trying to encroach on the sea cap.
Enemy destroyer detected. Capture that area.
Get your heads down, rabbits. Incoming.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Now, our FDG at sea cap has already gone down, and as you're about to see in chat, Neptune, who's been good support here at the sea cap, is messaging me now to get back. He's having to kite away now. Unfortunately, I think the position I'm in means I'm stuck for the moment. Let's get a couple of shots off at this guy who's trying to take sea cap, or is hovering there or thereabouts. I could turn and run here, but what I've decided to do instead is to use that island by my side as cover against some of the incoming fire, so that I can take on my opponents one at a time, one on one. Sufficiently irritated, here comes the skipper on the Tirpitz. Now, if you see the Tirpitz start to offer you broadside, you know what's coming. It's some curiosity about battleships and cruisers that can have torpedoes that love to show you a broadside and rely on their torpedoes instead of their guns. So I'm backing off here to try and evade any incoming torps, but it suits me just fine because the Riga loves broadside battleships. Let's see how we go. Okay, now the torpedoes are missed, I need to push forward so I don't expose my broadside to the ship's in sea cap.
Enemy destroyer detected. The enemy is about to win. The ship is on fire.
Now, fatal error here in the end. I didn't consider how good the torpedo angles are on the Tirpitz and allowed him the opportunity to get some off from the port side. But success, I finish him off.
Enemy battleship destroyed. The enemy is about to win.
Okay then, that's game over for me. Let's go ahead and take a look at the final scores. Okay, so that's 84,000 damage on the board and 4,200 experience points. Look at the team tables. I'm not overly concerned about where I finish in the stack ranking. It's more about contribution to the team during the game. Moving on, our honourable mentions. I don't have anyone who really stands out for conspicuous gallantry in the game in the area that I saw, but certainly I would give a mention in dispatches to the Neptune for Neptune support at CCAP. I'm sticking to checking the team's overall strategy on the minimap after each battle at the moment, just so I can see what I can learn from those situations. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope to see you again soon.